In this web series, I'm going to show you how you can use Autodesk BIM 360 to coordinate and collaborate across multiple sites that are using different authoring tools. So with Autodesk BIM 360, there's many different strategies that you can use. Here, as you can see in my diagram, I can use Navisworks to communicate back and forth with BIM 360, or I can just use the tools directly into BIM 360. BIM 360 has roughly around 50 file formats it supports, so it allows this communication. But for this web series, I'm going to focus on using the Navisworks, mainly because it's already part of many of our workflows, as well as it gives us extra features and enhancements such as switchback. So I'll be talking about using PDMS in essence, but because I'll be going through Navisworks, I'll be dealing with Navisworks mainly with the integration of BIM 360 as well as a ship constructor. So the scenario, the use case that's happening here is that one site is concentrated on the mechanical systems and the outfitting, which is the piping, HVAC, electrical, and then ship constructor is dealt with the structure. So, and it could be reversed if that's the use case. It really doesn't matter what each site is concentrated on. It's just, in essence, for simplicity, I made one site purely on a specific discipline. And once you put everything in BIM 360, that's going to be our main hub for communication, collaboration, such as markups, comments, and review. And that allows us several strategies on accessing and editing that information from the BIM 360 web app through Navisworks, as well as the BIM 360 iPad app. So the very first thing that you have to do is actually create a project. So this is my BIM 360 dashboard right now that I have several projects, and you can have multiple projects going at once. So I'm going to create a new project. I'll call it SSI waveform. And I will add myself as the host admin and create it. So as you can see, my waveform project is created relatively quickly. And this is where you start. The next thing is to start adding users to this. So if I select on the managing of that system or that project, I can see that I'm already the user that's been added. But if you want to add users, you simply click on add, add the person's email address. And here's where you can actually set their access. So because there's going to be different people accessing the project that can just are going to be reviewing it, you want people to have full access and to be able to add more people, so your project admins and several other layers of permissions that you can give users to this project. So I'll just keep it as a reviewer, and once I send the invitation, that email will go out to that person and they will be able to access that project. And you continue adding more people to the project as you see fit. So I'm just going to cancel this for now. Second is I'm just going to change the image here just to know which project I'm working on. So now that the project's created and I have all my users added to this project that I want to collaborate with, the next thing is starting to add models. So if we could look back at my diagram here, there's going to be two ways I'm going to be adding models. One through Ship Constructor via Navisworks, and the other one PDMS also via Navisworks. So there's two main ways of adding it through Navisworks. First one is actually right from the Navisworks application. So this right here is my Navisworks model of the project that I'm working on. I'm sure majority of you guys know how to create this model, as most of you guys are using it in your workflow. As you can see, this one is only structure. So if we actually just kind of slice the project, you can see that there's only structure in this project. There is actually no outfitting whatsoever because that is what the site is concentrated on. So if you actually go to the BIM 360 tab, there is actually something called glue, and this is actually what adds this project to my BIM 360 project that I just created. So if I click glue, it gives me a list of all the projects that I have. So I will want to select my waveform project. And then it asks me if I want to add it to a folder and what I want to call that project. So it's really just called right now the same as my file for Navisworks, and I'll just keep that the same, and I select glue it. So what happens now is it's processing it, the file, and it will upload the file once it's actually complete. So that's in essence all I would have to do to add the project from Navisworks into my BIM 360 project. So another way of adding it is if I go to BIM 360 web app, which is what this is, and if I go back to my main dashboard, which has all my projects that are in my BIM 360 project here, and if I go to waveform, which is the project that we created, I would go to upload models. So the other model is still processing, and that's the reason why it doesn't show here. So if I go upload models, so this is the strategy you would use for just adding the NWD manually. So this is if you're using, again, PDMS or PDS or just even pure AutoCAD or any other products. So there's a lot of files that BIM 360 supports. It's about over 50 file types that it supports, and I'll show you really quickly here. If you just look at the BIM 360 Glue file compatibility, these are all the file formats that it supports. So it supports files from Bentley and again Aviva PDMS, Intergraph, CADWorks, and many other applications that it supports. So these are just native files. If you have any of these file types, you can just add it through the mechanism I'm doing now, and it will actually add it to the project, and you'll be able to use it as if it was a Navisworks file. So it really does not need to be a Navisworks file. I just use it because, again, it is one of the products that we actually use quite a bit. So if I drag the product that I have here, so this is my site 2 that has a Navisworks model of just the outfitting. And if I just click and drag it over to my upload models, and then I select upload, this is pretty much all I would have to do to upload the project. So as you can see, it's uploading this project, and it's still uploading the other project. So once they both are complete, both of these models will show up right here. So as you can see, my Navisworks model has completed gluing. So it says my model has been glued, and if I click on here and I refresh by pressing F5, my model will show up. So the model is uploading, and it says it's actually gluing. So once the model is uploading, what BIM 360 does is it actually does processing of this, so you can actually start accessing it through the web app or through Navisworks, as well as your iPad app. So now my uploaded file that came directly from when I just dragged the file across is added, and that is also now going through some extra processing. So now it's done gluing. So it doesn't give me previews of it yet. I believe if I just select away and select back, it'll give me previews. So this is my structure model that has all the hull and structure of that project. And this is the other model that is just pure outfitting. So now that we have these two separate products or portions of the project, it's now time to combine them or merge them, or in essence glue them together. So we're dealing with models here. So if we actually go to here to merge models and create a new merge model. Now this is where you can select as many files and glue them together. So in this project I only have 2, but you can have n amount. You can have as many as you want. So if we select these 2, because these are the 2 that we want to merge, we'll name it merged project and click merge. So once it's you create the merge product, it's actually going to load it, and you're going to be able to see it on your screen. And in the next post, I'll go into a little bit more detail on how you can actually navigate and communicate or use it as a communication mechanism through the 3 different areas from Navisworks, from the BIM 360 web app, as well as the iPad app. So I think it's finished loading here. So if I select it here, you can actually see that it has both my projects installed. So it has not just my structure, it has my other disciplines as well, and all the equipment. You see the ladders here and railings and so forth. So again, in the next post, I will discuss a little bit more how to use the 3 applications of accessing the project and communicating and collaborating with the other site.